Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mad as Hell. This is an anti-capitalist demon hunting RPG created by SoulMuppet Publishing. Thank you so much to SoulMuppet for sponsoring this one shot and making it possible. You can use exclamation point MAH in chat if you would like to get access to the Kickstarter. It is currently kickstarting and it is at 200%. So thank you so much to everyone who's been supporting the project so far. And please remember that you can also access the Radicals Handbook for free at any time over on their website and also in our chat with exclamation point handbook. We also want to invite anyone who's interested in running Mad as Hell to reach out to SoulMuppet Publishing. They would love to work with any creators that want to join the message and help spread the word. Before we get into the game, I would love to introduce all of my lovely players at the table. So please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and a little bit about who you're playing today. And we'll start with Drac.
Hi, I'm Drac or Draconics. You can find me on all socials at Draconics. It's DRAKONIQUES. I do TTRPG stuff, so anything TTRPG related, like I should play production, I should play performing, writing TTRPGs. I do all of that stuff and more, probably currently or soon. Today I'm playing Aimide Delgado. They are as you can see actually down here, thanks to the incredible overlay, they're an old man communist, an immovable object, but kind of upbeat about it, and an upbeat nihilist. So you're going to be seeing a bit of, we were making our characters and all of us are like, a lot of this is just kind of us. So you might just be seeing old man Drac, I guess, today.
I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Character creation was very fun. Full disclosure, there are a couple of tables that you can roll on to basically choose the vibes of your character. And we've each chosen 3 vibes for our characters. And it's like a table of like 100, I believe, different options.
Yeah.
Yeah. And talking to the publisher, they were like, yeah, these are all like, inspired from different people that we know. And it's so fun, as you can see from the variety here. But we'll head on over to Jay. Hi.
Hi, my name is Jay Justice. My pronouns are he, him, or she, her, and I'm really excited to be playing my character. Her name is Miriam McLeod. Her vibes are mohawk with a business suit, eyeliner on point, dismissive gaze, 9mm in pocket, immovable object, but cheerful about it. So it's very me. When I'm not playing TTRPGs with awesome folks, I am a narrative designer and game writer. I work in comics, video games, and literature. I also do consulting, and I'm a cosplayer. I have 120 costumes, and I can't stop making them. It's kind of a problem.
My gosh, that's so impressive. Thank you so much.
Is it?
Yes, it is so cool. One day I'll have as many as you do.
I hope you have cheaper storage options.
Thank you so much. We'll head on over to Chantel.
Hello, I am Chantel B. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Chantel B. I spend a lot of time on Blue Sky these days, which maybe I shouldn't. I am an actor, writer, psychologist, sometimes visual artist, and all around person that shows up where you least expect me, pretty much. And I'm located in Sydney, so even more where you don't expect me, quite frankly. Tonight I will be playing Sophia. I get the name wrong because I get those names confused. So watch me get my own name wrong. It'll be fantastic. Playing Sophie or Sophia, who has perfect makeup, but dressed like it's bedtime. So bonnet on, makeup done. High glam, high heels, high drama. Let's go. And eminently unfuckwithable. And I am ready to go. Let's do it.
Thank you so much. And last but not least, we have Wally.
What's up, y'all? It's me, Wally, your favorite non-binary slime best friend on the internet. You can find me over on Blue Sky at WALE132, just like the cute little Disney robot. Find about all the things that I do and the things that I love and the things I talk about. Today, though, oh boy, this character. This is a real cartoon character, y'all. I am playing Skid. They are punk as fuck, covered in tattoos. What else? Oh, yes, grungy clothing. The guy hosts at least 4 podcasts at minimum, NB fuckboy, they, them pronouns. Now, this character is just basically me, I feel like. You know, it's like alternate timeline Wally, I don't know, but yeah, this is a little bit of a character bleed going on, I feel like.
I love it. I love it. For a bit of a content warning for our viewers, we are going to be playing with themes of workplace abuse, and the just general theme of Mad as Hell is to open a dialogue in a tabletop way of discussing very important, very real life topics. So if at any point you need to step away, please feel free to do so. Come back when you're ready. Remember that there's always going to be a video on demand, so you can come enjoy whenever you are ready as well. All right, without further ado, we will just jump right into it. It began with a notification, an urgent call for a meeting at the PCC, punctuated with a bat emote, which could only mean one thing. Something terrible has happened, and the underground is being summoned together. There's a quiet shuffle of chairs as people you recognize from various pockets of your lives, the library, the greenhouse, rat punks, and the PCC itself begin to file in. Off-white sneakers squeak against the polished floor of a basketball court at the PCC as their owner, Bomb, a 5'4" Thai college student with blue hair neatly arranged into 2 space buns, goes between each person and hands out small plastic baggies filled with homemade salt that they made in the greenhouse kitchen. Bomb's gift is very somber, a smile that doesn't quite reach their eyes, which is an expression of gratitude for your attendance, but it is touched with loss. It doesn't take long for Charles, a tall black man wearing dark pants and a knit purple sweater, to step up towards the ring of chairs. A long, heavy sigh leaves him as he looks to the group, and there is a soft twinkle from the pair of resin stars that dangle from his earlobes. He folds his hands in front of him as he says, "There's been an attack, and we lost one of our own." His regretful eyes carefully watch each one of you as he speaks. Sydney Smith. You know Sydney. She works long hours at Nozama, just like you, and historically has been that one reliable person that you can call when you need to take a day off with little or no advance notice. She's the one with frog pins in her reflective work vest, the lady that leaves homemade casseroles in the break room for anybody to enjoy, but especially for the people that have break penalties and can't physically make it back in time to go get lunch. Sydney's the one who hosts the arts and crafts nights at the PCC with her girlfriend, Elise. She helped design the Rat Punk stickers. With this knowledge, the PCC will lose one cohesion from the loss of a community member. I'll explain more about what cohesion means later, but on your sheets, please mark it down. Silence sits over the room like a stone, until Charles finally offers, "I found her." He gestures behind him to the 5'8" Filipino rock star that steps up. She's an angry slash of color beside Charles's composure, her asymmetrical black bob fringing her face like a ripped shadow, and the sleeves of her red leather jacket are pushed up on her forearms, bordering the many pink, white, and blue bangles that brace her wrists like armor. "It's a fucking demon." The words drip like venom from Ty. Her eyes are hard, ready for war. "And you're all here today to help me find a way to kill it." I would like to use a mechanic here called creating a benefit, and I'll explain more of this later. But the Rat Punks will also lose one cohesion as we make a benefit that we're going to call Ty. This means at any point during the session, you have a one-time use resource where you can call on Ty to help you with something. You see the camera smash cut into another area only an hour later, as we see the layout of Nozama Fulfillment Center, located in Queens. And you know the layout at the back of your hand. After all, you work here. Even at midnight, the scattered fluorescent lights are on inside of this warehouse. As the loading bay door opens, the four of you step inside. Can you please describe what your characters look like? And we'll start with Skid.
Okay, you see a very tall, lanky individual. They're wearing these tight black jeans with a pair of boots that kind of extend their height about an extra half inch. Around on the front part of the boot are these two pieces of metal that are crafted into like spikes, and they're just there right on the front of the boot. They wear a shirt that says I survived 2020 and I'm trans now, and half it is ripped up in half to make it like into a crop top. They have a bunch of tattoos covering their arms of various things. You see a non-binary tattoo on one arm. You see a pansexual tattoo on another arm, and it's like intertwined with a bunch of various like pieces that reflect their love of punk rock music and the fact that they are a singer themselves and a bass player. And you see one tattoo that has like a microphone cord wrapped around a bass, and on their knuckles are the words they and them.
I love it. You're the first to slide in, and very close behind you is Sophia.
I am wearing my bonnet. It's signature. When I'm not wearing the bonnet, we know that we're going to work. Today, I'm not going to work. Today, I'm going to solve a problem. It's not even work. We don't count it as work. It is beyond and beneath that. Um, the rest of me is PJs. Always PJs. You got to be comfortable. It doesn't matter what you're doing. However, underneath the PJs on this occasion is a roll neck shirt, turtleneck, to make sure that I've got something that I can then pull up and over my mouth if I need to. But I also have my handy mask, which I am putting on. We're double layering up here. Lower half, jeans shorts. I can't give in. I will not give in to that. We're not wearing jeans. We're not wearing like something that's safe. We are going to wear pajama shorts. Same fabric, silk, still comfortable, airy. Heels, a nice pump, and everything is clean. Yes, I'm going to be wearing a mask, so my eyes are clean and done and ready. Because when we go to solve a problem, we want to make sure that the last thing they see is absolute perfection. That's it.
You hear the distinct click click of Sophia entering into the warehouse behind you, Skid. And behind Sophia is Miriam. What do you look like?
So Miriam is wearing one of her pantsuits without the suit jacket because it's, a bit casual today. Miriam has a red and black brocade pantsuit on with no tie because no. And is wearing what look like dress shoes, but are actually extremely durable sneakers that have a fancy like top layer on them, but like they're made for running in. And she has some cowrie shell jewelry with some wooden beads between the shells. She has her hair in a mohawk, but because it's one of those like long locks situations, the side that's shaved is showing, but then it's kind of like flipped over. So it can look like it's not a mohawk if it needs to, but anyone who knows her knows what's going on under there. And she has impeccable black eyeliner with some silver eyeshadow, and her brows are done. Everything is done. Her nails are manicured, but they are short because she is ready to get down to work and tend to things in the greenhouse, as it were.
And last but not least, behind Miriam is Ayomide. What do you look like?
Ayomide is a elder mask presenting person. They're probably in their late 50s, early 60s. They're standing about maybe 5'6", I'd say 5'6", 5'7". Maybe even a little bit shorter than that, because there is a slight slouch in their posture. Both due to their age, but also due to the duffel bag they have strapped around their side, with all sorts of equipment for, as Sophia said, dealing with this problem. They have large, round, black-rimmed glasses that is often pushing back up their nose, with the kind of glasses chain hanging around their neck as well to keep it in place, because they are one to lose their glasses. Sometimes they lose their glasses, it ends up on the top of their head, and they're wondering where it is. It happens sometimes. They have this black, almost like, imagine Hawaiian t-shirts, but grayscale. Pretty much exactly what I'm wearing right now. Just like what should have been beautiful, colorful flowers are now in grays and whites over a black background on the shirt. Underneath it, they have a white t-shirt as well. I think right now they have it unbuttoned. They wear beige cargo pants, where way too many pockets, even for cargo pants, and socks and sandals, because they're here to be comfortable. And they always wear this, no matter the temperature, no matter the weather, the season. This is almost always their general getup. And they shuffled in behind everyone, with, I think, a black bandana wrapped around their neck currently, but also just in case. This isn't their first rodeo. They know how to. They've been in trouble enough to know that sometimes you have to cover your face. So they have a bandana around their neck just in case that occurs. But yeah, that's Ayamida Delgado.
You hear the bay door being closed as Ty slinks inside and begins to drag with them a duffel bag. You know that there's a great many supplies and materials that you might need for this particular hunt. This isn't the first time that you've hunted a demon. Each one of you knows that demons are very real. Demons are man-made, and in order to kill them, you need to understand that the quiet violence created them is institutional, structural, hidden, and poorly understood violence. You can't buy the tools that you need to deal with demons. The only weapons that can take them down are the ones that you and people like you have made. Demons are only the symptom of a much larger problem. You know that once you confront this demon, you're going to have to find the wound. And that, despite the life-threatening danger of demons themselves, is the harder part. As you're wandering about inside of this warehouse, you hear the dull droning of the fluorescent lights above. It's 1 a.m. You know that the graveyard shift has come on and that they're around here somewhere, but no one has come to greet you. As you look around, we'll do our first check for the game. I would like you all to each make me an observation check. So, with Mad as Hell, it is a D6 system, and we are going to do the observation check with 2d6. And this is going to be a flat check. You're not going to add any modifiers to it. In order to succeed, you'll have to hit an 8 or above. So please tell me what you roll.
I rolled an 8.
Okay.
I got
I rolled
an
an
11.
11. Oh, me too.
I got a 7.
Okay. So, Miriam, Skid, and Ayumide, you notice a forklift. Ramon's forklift. It's abandoned in the middle of the warehouse. You know that Ramon works the overnight shift. He's the guy that always wears black. He loves to play soccer. He always comes into work with a few frozen treats for anybody else that's doomed to work such a late and dark time. You don't see Ramon anywhere. Sophia, What has you distracted here?
I think it's thinking about Sydney, because she's the one that gave me my mask. And she gave it to me as like a, I know I'm not going to be around forever. I'm going to get out of here. We're going to get out of here. We're going to fix something. We're going to fix this and change things. I can get another one. And now she's dead. And I can't, like, I'm here to do the thing, but my head's not in the thing.
For the rest of you, you see the forklift. What do you do? What do you say?
You wouldn't just leave it like this. Where's Ramon?
Yeah. Usually pretty on top of greeting any workers that come in.
What I think.
Hmm?
They probably got him.
The
We
demon.
don't know that.
I'm
No.
being logical. I mean, we're here to fight a demon, and Ramon's gone, so obviously they probably got him. Just give us some more reason to fuck him up.
I'm just trying to
Then
think
we should
positive. I don't want to lose anyone else.
let's get moving. If worst case scenario that is the case, we should move and stop it from getting any worse. I don't think Ramon will be the only one with a shift today.
I would like to go over to the forklift and kind of just give it the one over to kind of see how long ago was Ramon last using the forklift.
Okay. Skid, you are very familiar with forklifts. You drive them yourself. And with that, I would like you to make another observation check, but I'd like you to do this with the upper hand. So what that means is you're going to roll 3d6 instead of 2d6, and you're going to take the two highest numbers and add those together.
Oh. Okay. That is a 3 and the 6, so that is a 9.
Okay. With a 9, you look over the forklift and you can see that the engine is still running and the keys are still in the ignition. Your eyes hook onto the black and white beads that hang from the keychain there, a friendship bracelet, probably made by one of his kids. You realize there's something very, very wrong here. You would not be so negligent to leave this in the machine unattended. And as you look up, you notice a trail of red leading into the darkness.
I kneel down, look at that trail of red, and I look back at the others and just do a motion, and I point at the trail and where it's going.
I immediately lets out a kind of grunt. I will start moving. I think take the leads. Come on.
You see Ty will drag the duffel bag up towards Sophia, and Ty lowers her voice and says, I'm gonna make sure there's nobody else around. If you need anything, just take it from the grab bag, okay?
Careful.
Safe.
If I hear anything, I'll scream. You'll know.
Okay.
Lowering down.
I give Ty a headbutt.
Ty headbutts you back.
Yeah.
Then she slinks away into the darkness. Away from the red trail. As you're waiting, there's a long, tenuous silence. Just hear the burr, 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 burr of the machine. Forklift idling.
I unzip my personal duffel bag and reach in, and I move around several things. There's definitely a container of cupcakes a neighbor gave me. There's a small box, cardboard box, probably from I think contains a mug, a vanity mug in it. You can see on the front of it, it's a one-piece mug of Chopper, the head of Chopper as a mug. I move that to the side. I reach in, I see another glasses case, probably with spare glasses in case I lose my current ones. And then underneath all of that, I pull out this metal baseball bat.
Such a
Um,
dad.
I've a metal baseball bag and it's slinging onto my shoulder. You see in bright blue ink. Well, not bright blue anymore. It's probably been a couple of months. You can tell that this ink is slowly fading, but you can see the name in very childish broad letters, Azuka, across it. And they kind of twirl it in their hand and set it on their shoulder. Okay. You ready?
One second. I reach into a pocket of my PJs and I pull out some of those like silk shoes that you have that you can fold and put away for like when you're finished dancing at the end of the night. And I take my shoes off very quietly and I put those on so I can move a bit more silently. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm ready.
Miriam nods in approval.
Skid reaches into their pocket, takes out this worn, dull, silver-looking ring, and slips it onto their finger. And then they like punch their hand into that fingered hand, and there's like a light spark of electricity that builds up for a quick second.
So, some of these items that our players have described are what we would call tokens. They are essentially items of power created by, for the lack of a better term, community magic. These are not newbie demon hunters. They've been on this rodeo before, and as a reward, as a token of gratitude from their various communities, they came together and presented these tokens to them, or they came across them in some way on their previous incursion. But here, equipping yourself, getting ready, begin to slink forward, one by one, quietly into the dark. It doesn't take long before you bump into Raymond. Ramon looks like he's sitting on the floor with his legs splayed out in front of him in the dark, hands limp on the concrete beside him, almost as if he's finally, completely, for once, relaxing. The shadow of the tall pallets on either side of him cut over him, obscuring his face. Through the darkness, you can make out a small skeletal thing, the size of a house cat, with a torso made out of dense coil of dripping, rancid cardboard. It has ribs made of what look like industrial piping and claws that end in box-cutting blades. There's a train of tattered plastic, like ripped bags that drape from its shoulders and veil over Ramon's chest and face. It blinks, slowly. Two glowing, warm yellow crescents carved into its head like eyes, looking up at you from the darkness. There's a stink of metal plastic, sparking, and old paper. It is about then that you realize that Ramon's head is almost completely decapitated. And whatever this thing is, it is trying to crawl out from the inside of his open throat. The demon whines in a low, grumbling pitch, like paper shredder clogged with too much pulp, and it begins to extract its spindly limbs from inside Ramon's neck. This is a demon. What do you do?
Miriam's like, is there a flamethrower inside that bag? Because all I have is a lighter.
You have the materials. There are a great many things in there. I imagine a gas canister is something that you can use. If you would
Maybe
like,
no, a can of hairspray. There we go.
I was gonna
perfect.
say, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You reach for the bag and you begin to pull out a can of hairspray. You want to make this into a makeshift flamethrower?
Yep.
Okay. What do we see on your face? What are you feeling as you reach for these and you begin to immediately roll into action?
This look of horror, but also like fierce determination while being scared out of my mind.
Okay.
It's like
I
somebody's
love
got to
this.
do something.
So this
Ooh.
demon that we're going up against is called a Grindstone. It has a resilience rating of 4, which means it has to take essentially 4 damage in order for it to be defeated. I'm going to go ahead and say that this flamethrower, though an effective tool, is going to be what we call a minor bane. So when it comes to fighting against demons, there are minor banes and there are major banes. When it comes to the minor banes, you have general minor banes and you have specific minor banes. The specific minor banes are essentially for this specific type of wound and this type of demon. I think a flamethrower here will be a minor bane general because it isn't exactly, you don't exactly know like what this demon is, and you're not sure if like this will solve the exact problem, but you still do it and it will still affect it. So go ahead and we're going to make a check here. So when it comes to making these tense situation rolls where everything is on the line, you cannot spend exertion, and we call it escalation. With an escalation check, you are going to roll 2d6.
Okay.
And you are also going to gain a distress.
You betcha.
Yes. So to describe what distress is a little bit, this will be the mechanic that we use to track literal physical stress, any mental stress that we have. It is essentially your threshold of being able to deal with the problems that are in front of you. And as the distress goes up and up and up, it is going to increase the chances of you likely getting hurt. So your distress is now 1.
Okay, noted.
Roll me 2d6. When it comes to doing an escalation check for violence, you need to hit a 9 or higher for success.
Woo. Woo. Rolled a 9.
Okay, perfect.
Thank God.
Okay. So, as you whip out this hairspray and you light your lighter, there's a roll of fire that washes over this creature. There's a high-pitched squeal, the sound of plastic popping as it lunges off of the corpse of Ramon and begins to skitter on the floor. It looks like it's going to try to escape, try to recoil into the darkness, but there is a moment here for people to follow up. Who wants to go next to try to do something?
As a member of the admin team, can I lock down the building? Can I get to is there a computer anywhere nearby where I can insert my credentials and just lock down the building so it cannot leave?
Yes. The bay door that you came in through, there is a computer right next to it.
Fabulous. That's what I would like to do, please.
Okay. So we'll get an escalation roll from you as well. This will not count towards trying to kill the creature, but it will improve your chances of trying to isolate the problem. So with an escalation check, we are going to do another 2d6. You do mark 1 distress as you're trying to fight against scrambling over to the machine and punching in your code as quickly as possible. You
Do
need
you
a
add a
9.
stat to this roll?
No, escalation checks do not have stats attached to them. It is basically a representation of you trying your very hardest, you trying very desperately in the moment to just get everything to work together.
I got an 8.
Okay.
1 every time.
Okay. With that, you move over to the machine and you're trying your best to punch in your code. The card slips from your hand, you drop it, you are fumbling. What is going through Sophia's head here as this isn't quite working out for you?
If I don't manage to do this, I'm going to end up like Sophia, and other people are going to end up like Sophia. That's it.
Okay. Skid.
What I do is, so you see Skid watches this thing run away, and they reach into that bag that Ty left behind and pulls out a bottle of seltzer water. And they twist the cap a bit just to let out a little bit of like the CO2, and just shakes it up a whole bunch of times and then lobs it at the demon, specifically trying to make a huge splash of water to hit the demon and cause water just to spray all around it. And after the water hits, they run up to the puddle, they slap their hand into their fist, creating this big shock of electricity, and they just punch the ground on the water, sending a wave of electricity to, like, I would say, to try to stun the demon. Because that's what this thing does. It's like used as like a stun gun.
Water whoosh, splashes all across the creature, all across the floor, and you charge up your ring. Go ahead and roll me an escalation violence roll, 2d6, and you also mark distress.
Okay. Ooh, that is an 8.
Okay. Unfortunately, you don't make contact here. What happens? What goes wrong?
I think what happens is that I'm running to go for that punch in the ground, but I don't notice that the water is so spread out, and because the room is so dark, I don't see the puddle, and I slip and I fall.
Yomide, you hear the sound of Skid's shoes just losing traction and the sound of them collapsing to the ground. What do you want to do here?
I think this entire time, at the very least after this demon had scrambled off the body of Ramon, I had crouched by Ramon's body and just not given any prayer, but just kind of a moment of silence, I think. A moment to remember Ramon and everything he's done. To almost mourn at least a little bit now before I get back to business, and then mourn more after that. Just to remember that we're here to deal with demon, but now 2 people have lost their lives. And I hear the roaring of the makeshift flamethrower. I hear the clicking of heels as Sophia goes to lock the warehouse down. I hear the splashing of water and the unfortunate thud as Skid hits the ground. And slowly I'll push myself up with the old man groan, using the baseball bat to aid my rise. And I'll turn to this demon. And we don't know much about this demon. We acted as quickly as possible. We couldn't do too much research, so we can't act on the specific major banes. So we're going to go with the universal ones, which at the very least right now is violent. And I'm going to rush towards my baseball bat and just swing at the skull of this demon.
You aim for right in between those golden crescents. Can I get an escalation violence roll from you? 2d6. And also mark 1 distress.
That's an 11 again.
Ooh.
Okay, very good. Tell me what it looks like as you hit this thing and you mark 1 damage.
You see this elderly person very suddenly move with way more grace than anyone should for 1, their age, or 2, someone in sandals, and swing with the force of someone who they've definitely told you back in their day they used to play a mean game of baseball, but they got an injury and couldn't play for their national team, so they just went to coaching instead. All of that story that you're not entirely sure if it's true or not, you hear from this person, but you see at the very least the physical memory of it as they swing this baseball bat and slam into the side of this demon, and immediately follow up with staying in close range of it as the demon is knocked back.
Okay. You see, as it takes this blow, it wrenches off course and slams into some of the pallets that are situated in the warehouse. They precariously topple over, and you hear a great crash of wood and metal as it spills across the floor here, creating extremely difficult terrain to navigate, as well as a great hazard of more things falling over. They threaten as they lean up against another row of pallets here. And you realize that as this thing is trying to correct itself, it 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 has this unearthly supernatural strength. It lifts up these little claws that it has, and it begins to pull down on these pallets that look like they weigh dozens and dozens more than it possibly could. Miriam, what would you like to do here as it begins to crawl up the pallet and try to escape?
Okay, so we've seen percussive force has more damage on it than flames. Flames are just kind of an annoyance. So what can I find that will help? Ooh, reaches in bag. A brick. Can I throw a brick at this thing and try to smash it?
Oh, yes.
All
Brick-
right, so let me
brick
go
is,
roll 2d6.
A sacred
Yeah.
weapon.
A
Exactly.
powerful
There.
weapon. It can be used to build
It'll help
communities,
align
and
its
it can be used to
chakras
throw
real good.
people.
Yes.
Okay.
A hereditary weapon, if you will.
All right. Let's get another escalation roll here. So that's going to be 2d6, and you mark one more distress.
I'm more distressed, but I rolled a 10. So
Okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you smash the brick against it, and it crumbles as it makes contact with the creature. There is a deep and unsettling sound from it as it falls and hits the ground, wriggling around. You see bits of debris and trash breaking free of its body, this sort of inky, viscous fluid beginning to seep up around it. It is disgusting. It smells so bad in here. It is horrendous. This is unfortunately not going to be enough to do 1 damage, but it does add up. If you do enough,
I'm gonna cry.
No, it's good. So when it comes to non-specific minor banes, they do build up. It just isn't like a 1-to-1 thing. So it still counts, and it does build towards something. Build, haha, because brick, yeah.
I'm
Sorry.
beginning to think it wasn't the force of the bat; it was something else. Now I know. Okay.
Okay, who wants to go next? Sophia?
Yes. I would like to. I mean, you said gift of the ancestors. Are there any folding chairs I can hit it with?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes. There are a few folding chairs. You do know that, unfortunately, Nozama has a policy where they don't want people to loiter too long, so the chairs are very difficult to find, but you know exactly where they are. They have to be put in a specific place every time you begin to run over towards there. What do you want to do with this chair?
I would like to take that chair and with all of the rage in my little heart, smack it.
Okay. So let's say that this is a specific minor bane. So if you hit, this will do damage to it, significant damage to it. So go ahead and roll me 2d6, and you also mark 1 distress.
Please. That is an 8 again.
Okay.
My goodness.
As you bring this chair up towards it, it shrieks and it recoils from you almost out of fear, and it just happens to dexterously slide out of the way as you bring it down. You hit nothing but wood. Now that you have 2 distress,
I have to roll.
Yes. So we're going to do a distress check here. So what you want to do is you want to roll high. You want to roll higher than the number of distress you have. Roll me 2d6,
Okay.
please.
That's a 7.
Okay,
I'm
good.
good.
You're
I'm
good. You are
good.
not hurt here. As
No.
it's
I'm
kicking and
angrier.
flailing. Kicking and flailing. Who wants to go next?
Okay. I like to think that while it's kind of being distracted by everyone else trying to attack it, Skid is going to take this opportunity to kind of like sneak away from the group and get back to that forklift and just rev the engines and just guns it right at this demon to just slam the forklift against it and pin it against the wall. And they are just yelling like, "This is for you, bro!" And he just like goes to slam it into this demon.
Okay. We're going to consider this as a major bane. Using the tools of the industry against itself, I think, is absolutely applicable here. So you're going to roll me an escalation check, but this is going to be with the upper hand. So
Okay.
what that means is you're going to roll 3d6 and you're going to take the 2 highest. You want to beat a 9.
Woohoo! I got a 9.
Okay. That is going to do all of the damage here. However, you do mark 1 distress,
Okay.
and I'm going to need a distress check from you.
Yup.
I'm going to roll 2d6. You want to roll higher than
Then 2.
Yep.
Got it. I got a 2 on one of the dice and a 6 on the other.
Okay, you are fine. So describe to me what it looks like as you hit the thing and it is no more.
I think the way it looks like, it's you just hear that loud boom as the forklift slams into the demon and pins it against the wall, and there's a little bit of silence, and Skid like crawls out from like being thrown to the side a bit, looks down at this demon and just goes, "Ramon, that was for you, dude." And they pull out like a little flask and they just pour it on the forklift all over like the controls of the forklift, and then takes a swig from it and then throws that bottle at the demon and flips it off.
As you do, you see that it begins to bubble and you see that its joints begin to crackle as it writhes and wriggles, both pinned against the wall and crumpled underneath the weight of the machine. It literally begins to discorporate right in front of you. It melts away almost as if it were nothing. And then there's silence. You hear nothing but the boom, 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 boom of the machine. A bit strange now from the exertion against the creature here. You are all left alone in the warehouse. You know that though this demon will be back, and it does hold a very physical form, the wound itself does not have a physical form. It might take a few weeks or a few months, but this demon will reappear and it will kill someone again.
How, and this is a question, I guess, for the game master as well as for everyone here. One, I suppose, demons are demons widely known their existence?
So
My question essentially is, what do we do about the dead body?
Okay. You would know that demons are that sort of thing where some people don't believe that they're real. They just refuse to see the truth. And for these sort of situations where there is unfortunately a loss of life, that there are people that you can call. And you know that Ty is someone that could help you here.
Anyone know where Ty's got to?
I mean, they said they were gonna stay by the entrance, right?
They slinked off into the main building
Oh, okay.
towards the administration.
And they're probably by the administration building by now.
We just
Dealt
need to
with the
call
symptom.
them.
I don't know how to use these phones.
I,
You can-
I pull out a really shitty
Yes,
looking
you
burner
do.
phone.
Stop pretending.
I just don't want to
You
talk
could
over
make
the
one
phone,
of these
okay?
phones in a cave.
Yeah, I
I
know.
can make you a
just
phone in a cave. It's easy to make it. I mean, he pulls out a little burner phone that looks like was like stitched together by several other like Nokia phones into one like flip phone made of two Nokia tinier phones. It
What is
works.
that?
It's my cell phone. It works just fine as everyone else's cell phone.
okay.
Why does it
Let's
have to
just
look like that?
let's
It
call
means
time.
it makes me unique, and it makes me feel special and unique. Also, the way I designed is that it doesn't use any kind of special signals that anyone can tap into. It's my own personal network,
And the
Thank you.
fans
Working
love
on that's
it.
pretty cool.
and the fans love it.
Are
I
you
do have
going
to
to
worry.
call
I do have to
Ty?
worry about that.
Are you going to
Mhm.
call? You're
Oh
going to
no,
call
yeah, I'm gonna
Ty?
call. I call
Thank
Ty.
you.
Yeah.
There it goes, one ring, and immediately Ty picks up. Hey, is everything all right over there?
Kill demon. Kill demon. Got a dead body.
Right. Don't worry about them. We'll make sure that we get the right people in to help. And is it Ramon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make
Killed
sure.
that fucker. I killed the fucker with his go-kart, with his forklift. He won it that way.
Brutal. Yeah. Almost poetic, isn't it?
Really. Kind of makes me think of like a song title right there, like kill the capitalist demon with a forklift, killing it with the tools of the destruction that we're supposed to be using with it.
Yeah. Make sure you write that down.
I am.
I'll make sure that his family is taken care of.
I can handle that. Don't worry. I got that.
You sure?
Yeah, don't worry about it. I can make sure that they get all the groceries and everything they need for the next couple of at least months.
Okay. All right. I'll see you soon.
Later.
Can I get an observation check from the other three as Skid is having this phone call? So this is going to be another flat 2d6. And you need to
I
hit an
rolled a
8.
7.
No!
Ooh.
You don't see
I'm getting
shit!
worse.
Oh
There's a
no!
5.
Oh no!
I see nothing.
No!
Y'all have tears in your eyes from Ramon, and I
Yeah.
managed to wipe mine
That's
away,
the
so
reason
I'm
why.
good.
That's the reason
so
why.
Yep, I can see a little bit. What's
What did you get, Miriam?
8?
8. Okay, perfect. You nailed it. Okay. As you're looking around, you're trying to get a pulse of where this wound might be. It isn't a physical entity, but it is rooted in something, somewhere, someone. Looking around, you realize that this is an all-encompassing sort of psychic tear. A stone and metal building of soul-crushing monotony, predatory business practices, crushing desperation, job insecurity, financial secrecy. The clinical white light from unblinking bulbs overhead glare off of the steel signs posted over lifeless gray paint of the walls here. This place, it has no soul. There's barely any color anywhere. No indication of the personal time and life spent by the people that work here. This greedy machine that barely reciprocates the minimum. You look over the various lockers that are identified just by their numbers. There's paper taped to every wall with procedures of prohibited behavior. And the damn screen. Everyone fucking hates the screen. The scoreboard in every room that shows the employee number of who packed the most boxes that day. Painful lack of chairs. You realize all of this. This is the wound you must fight. This is the wound that needs to be healed. You've got time. Maybe a month. But it's not enough time to look away. You know that it's not an option to make this someone else's problem. What do you say? What do you do?
I feel like these demons are drawn to the suffering of this place and everything that we have to go through. It's like it wants to devour our pain, and that the real enemy we're fighting is the capitalist hellscape that we have to be in, that we're forced to work in just to pay our bills. And I think that once we solve the underlying problem of that, which is not any small undertaking, that would make the demons stop coming back here and killing us.
You would
It's
know.
gonna take a lot of work. Are you guys up to it?
I've dealt with worse.
Yeah.
You didn't catch that.
It's good. You're muted.
Oh,
You're good. I think you just didn't catch it. You
There we
didn't
go,
speak
yeah.
loud enough. Yeah.
I'm always down for a good challenge. Don't worry.
Yeah, let's do it.
Kai comes in and helps with the situation at hand here. And we pan over the course of several days as you begin to consider what are the next steps? What do you need to do? There are a great number of problems that need addressing, but you need to think local. We want to worry about this fulfillment center, the people that work here. We'll start the fight there. We'll move into the next phase of the game called Triage. We'll talk a little bit more about the different elements that we have at hand here. Each one of you comes from a different community, or at least you're heavily embroiled in one, slightly less embroiled in another. Ayomide, tell me about your community. Tell me what it looks like as you go to the library. What do we see and how does it work?
So the library is more the name of the, I suppose, collective, the group. The location itself is called Sip and Bytes, where bytes is the kilobytes, the function for measuring memory and data. And it's a internet cafe. Up front is a very traditional cafe you'd expect, where people can get coffees and brunches and breakfasts, very good lunch, okay dinner. I think they could bump up the menu a little bit, but I don't exactly work there. And at the back, there are several small offices and one larger office with computers and Ethernet ports, and where you can go there to work on anything or use their computers. The library, the group I'm a part of, usually works back there. Thankfully, the people who run Sip and Bytes let us book out some of the rooms for either free or discounted price if there's an especially busy day. And what we do there usually, for the most part, is how can I put it politely? There is no real way, I suppose. We hack where we can hack. We make some trouble where we can make trouble online. Miriam mentioned that I can work a phone, and I can work most technologies fairly easily. I just like to lean on my old man look to hopefully get other people to do that work for me. But I was once the head of it. I once led that group, helped teach people the IT skills, for lack of a better term, to do this kind of stuff. But I'm getting up there in years, and I think it's time for the younger generation to to take control. So I'm just there to supervise the new leader of the library.
So you are here today at the library with Miriam. You have also come with. And the two of you meet up with Sky. Sky is a tall black woman, and we see that she's wearing a blue apron. There is a mushroom with a happy face on it, the front of the apron, and she's currently making a cup of coffee behind the counter. Oh, hey. How's it
Hey,
going?
it's going good. I got another shift here. That's good. I'm glad the provider's letting you work here.
She smiles politely, and her eyes crinkle in the corners. We tell that she's deeply grateful.
Is it okay if we use one of the rooms at the back today?
Yeah, it's raining outside, so not many people have been coming in. Traffic's been nice and comfortable, manageable. No one should bother you.
Thanks. That reminds me, hold on. It should be in here. And I'll reach into my bag, my perpetual duffel bag I always have on me. No baseball bat this time, but I reach in and pull out this still in its packaging Tropper mug. It's honestly kind of cursed. It's definitely not official. This is probably off of like Etsy or something. And I set it down. I saw someone was throwing it out at at the side of my apartment building, and decided to grab some stuff that they clearly weren't using, and I thought you'd like this, and I set it down.
You see Sky turn their hands into fists as she looks down and silently screams in joy, looking at it, picks it up reverently, rips the box open, and pulls out its yielding reward and holds it against her chest. Oh, thank you so much. I'm gonna put some coffee in it right away. We've got to break it in.
Yeah. I think it's from that anime, Two Piece.
Two Piece.
This is a.
Yep, that's the one. Miriam does not correct
I'm
it.
just
That's
getting
the one.
attacked.
This is me attacking Stella specifically.
Captain
I'm
Strange.
spraying my Tony Chopper shrine in the background of my camera. Sky says, please, coffee on me. What can I get you? Miriam? The usual?
Oh yeah. You know it.
I'm thinking I'm a little bit too old for caffeine right now. Just an orange juice will be fine.
Coming right
I'm
up.
trying to look after myself, okay?
You know what? I'm not going to argue against you having orange juice. That sounds fine.
Look, I'm just glad that you're drinking something.
Yeah, I know. You'll get on my case if I don't.
Here. You see that she reaches over and opens a glass case and begins to deposit a few treats onto a plate. Kind of holds it out to you. For you while you work.
Thank you.
Aw,
We'll be in
thank
room
you.
1, I think.
Okay. See you soon. What does this room look like?
It's honestly a very different vibe to the cafe on the outside. Outside, the cafe is very modern, obviously, but very like, it feels more like a cottage than anything else on the outside. In the cafe proper area, but in the part where the computers and like Ethernet ports, all of that stuff is, it feels more like, honestly, like a esports stadium. Like it's got like the like Red Bull sponsorship. It's got the way too expensive monitors and PC ports. It's all extremely expensive. Very Actually, no. Actually, I changed that. I'm gonna scrap that. I think everything there's been donated. I think all of them are PC monitors and screens and stuff that people are no longer using or have upgraded, so don't need anymore. or some people just straight up buying new PCs and building them to donate to this internet cafe. So there is no real theme when it comes to the computers themselves, but the room itself has a lot of like LED lights. It's got like the I'm about to start explaining, and I realized I'm just describing Stella's room because I'm gonna say like leaves and flowers on the walls with fairy lights.
Yeah,
I was
this
like, wait a
fairy light
second,
that
that's
my
just
sister gave me 7 years ago that's still somehow working, but I have to plug in a specific way, otherwise it starts hissing at me. Yep.
I think it's fully that. There's definitely like there's definitely a fairy light that does exactly that. There's like percussive maintenance where like if it starts hissing, you just give it a good tap and it should work again. It's very much like if you took a Feywild forest and made it a room and then added computers around the place.
It also has the feature, like my room, where it gets really hot if the machines are on too loud or too long.
Yeah.
So you and Miriam are here at the library, and you have a number of things that you can do here. As we're entering this phase of trying to figure out ways to heal the wound, I'm going to introduce a few more mechanics. This community, just like the other ones that we will visit soon, have a score called cohesion. It represents how closely knit the community is, how much pressure that they're experiencing, and how much goodwill there is to invest in time, effort, and resources. With this community, you can tap into them and create something called a benefit. You do this by spending a point of cohesion, and you create something that you can use once per session. With Rat Punks, we've already created Tie as a benefit that you can use. If you need someone to come be some muscle or help organize or be very loud and very vocal and very upfront, you know that Tie is your person and that you can essentially tap into that benefit. A benefit can be a person, it can be a group of people that is part of the community. It can be people that give advice, help out, provide expertise, assistance, or it can be just a place that cannot be entered by the demons. It can be a thing or a resource. Basically, it's a very broad term of how does the community help you, and you turn it into something that you can use, a resource. So Miriam and Iomide, do you want to make a benefit here? And what will it be?
Yeah. If you have ideas, I have an idea, but I'm definitely curious if you have one, Jay.
Well, you said you had one first, so go ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead. We can compare ideas. We have identified, thanks to Miriam, if I'm remembering correctly, that the demon seems to have come from essentially workplace abuse, from the very awful conditions we're forced to work under at Nozama, the Nozama warehouse. One of them being the almost forcefully forced upon us competition of how much work we're fulfilling we're doing with the leaderboard screen, showing who has done the most work, despite everyone getting paid the same amount regardless of how much work they're doing, and making that a thing that they feel is being compared with each other. The benefit I'm thinking is it can either manifest as another NPC or us doing this, but I want to hack the local database of the Nozama warehouse, scramble, maybe just wipe some of the numbers that are being kept track of. So at the very least, we don't have that thing like looming over us while we work. And just make it at least enough of a problem for people working there to think it's a waste of time or money to repair this issue we create.
Okay.
If you remove this data, like obviously they'd have to start from scratch or whatever. Because if it's deleted and if it's gone, it's gone. Like you know how to permanently delete something.
Yeah.
So there wouldn't actually be a way for them to repair this. The data would just be gone. They'd have to start over, and they'd be forced to acknowledge that it was meaningless because,
yeah,
like,
because
what are you going to do at that
productivity won't
point?
change. Yeah,
Exactly. I honestly think that's a really good idea. and I know that you can do it without being tracked, without it being traced to you. You've got a million different VPNs and source blockers and all kinds of stuff going on here. I think that anything that disrupts the system, that's keeping making everyone feel trapped, making them feel like this like forced competition, is a good thing. And I'm struggling to think of anything that would be more helpful that can be done as quickly as what you're describing. This is a very good first step.
Okay, yeah. It
Everything else
shouldn't
takes
take.
more planning. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm much better with the more action-based things. I'll leave the planning to Sophia and Skid.
Mhm.
I mean, I'll leave the planning to Sophia. And I even makes that correction out loud.
There you go. Like,
Mhm.
it's like, I have a plan, attack. Like that's
I love
Oh,
that.
they remind me of when I was younger.
oh.
Very reckless. As I get onto one of the computers,
But
see what I
like
can do, yeah.
usefully reckless. It's a reckless that I can support.
They just grow. They don't say anything. They just grumble.
Oh.
Okay, let's do a roll here. So I want a conspiracy roll. So we have 3 stats here for our characters in Mad as Hell. We have solidarity, conspiracy, and militancy. Conspiracy is the deceiving, avoiding, sabotaging, and plotting skill. Feats of subtlety here. And let's say that you're going to roll this with the upper hand because Miriam is with you and kind of peppering these like small ideas of like, yeah, your VPN check, all of that stuff. And you work together here inside of the cozy library. So roll me 2d6 plus your conspiracy.
My conspiracy is a +2. It's the highest you can start off as.
So you have to
'cause
be
I've been
a
doing this for a long
9.
time. Well, that's perfect because I rolled a 12 with my conspiracy.
Oh.
So describe to me how you sabotage this, destroy it. It goes off perfectly as you plan.
I think as good as I am at messing with tech, it's always better to be safe than sorry. And especially with a industry, a conglomerate like Nozama, they have pretty intense security. So I don't think I remotely hack it. I think with Miriam's help, I build out a virus. We build out a virus that kind of eats away, I think, almost a recursive one where every single time they try to reload this leaderboard, even more data is lost over and over and over again. And as we're typing away at this, and then I go to Miriam, you just a few more lines, hold on. And I'll let you do the rest of it. And I'll reach into my bag and pull out a USB. And it's really old. It's like it's got so many scratches and carvings into it, but it's definitely another vanity, like novelty USB. And I think it's like also one that's kind of funny for this old grumpy
Oh, he
man
probably
to
has
have.
that Bonsai Buddy virus from way back in the day with the little purple gorilla.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's like a modification of that old virus on a Hello Kitty USB drive that I
Yes.
think that I think they just saw in a garage sale and it's like it was 50 cents. I'll be losing money not to buy this, and I was I get
But it was also
the
Hello Kitty.
and it was also
Yes.
Hello Kitty.
I love the idea that maybe it's like a knockoff Hello Kitty. So it's like, hey,
Oh,
cat.
100%.
Oh, it absolutely is. This is not a
It's Hey
Sanrio
Cat.
product.
Yeah, it's Hey
Yes.
Cat. That's so funny to me. It's Hey Cat. And I plugged the Hey Cat USB drive into it to download the virus, and I turned to Miriam. The plan is again, Nozama is an awful place, but one thing they do have is very good security. I think it's gonna be best for us to actually directly plug this in than try to do anything outside of the warehouse.
That's really smart. Do you think it's possible to apply this virus to the disciplinary records of every single so-called infraction where someone sat down for too long or something like that, like just to clean both slates at once? Or do you think that's too much? What do you think?
I think that should be possible. I would need to see what kind of system they're using for that. I assume it's a similar or the same database, so I don't think we would actually need to make a new one. We can just upload this one and then find where that one's stored and upload that again.
Good to know. I think that might be a worthwhile use of our time as well.
Yeah,
We can
as
do that.
Miriam offers this, you're able to hack in and do all of the coding that you need to. This takes a couple of hours to complete, even with all of your expertise. It's just mostly like trawling a lot of data and having to find the pain points there. And all the meanwhile, Sky comes in, offers you drinks, refreshes your snacks, and makes sure that you're doing okay. Opens the window at one point so that the fresh air can come in because it's a small, cramped room. And you finish all of this without a hitch. You will have to plug it in at one point into Nozama. That will be another step at some point.
Sky, before you go, did you hear back from the consultant, the one I connected you with for the job interview? How's that going, the job hunt?
It's going. I sent a reply email and I'm waiting to hear back from them. I've been keeping busy. Unfortunately, they just haven't replied.
Yeah. Give it another week. Maybe try for sending another follow-up email. If not, I think I've got some friends downtown. They mentioned the job opening. It might not be exactly what you're looking for, but again, it could be something to
I'm
keep you going
not
for a bit.
picky. I really appreciate all of the help, as
Of course.
always. Yeah.
Uh,
And hey, if you ever need anything over at the greenhouse, Miriam, just let me know. I'll try to fit it in.
Of course, and same to you. If you ever need a place to stay, you know where to go.
Thank you. All right, I'll get out of your hair. And you see that she closes the door and scoots out. So as we pull away from that screen, we are going to go over to Skid. Skid, you make your way over to the Pride Community Center. Sophia is already there. What do we see as Skid comes in? What is Sophia up to?
I think that more than anything, Sophia wants to take the moment because Sydney was a member of the PCC. They want to take a moment to allow everyone to sort of digest what's been happening. And so there's sort of a vigil that's being held that she has really asked Charles if he can lead because they're not good at that side of things. They're not good at being the face. They're not the face. They will get us there, won't finish that up. So the PCC, the Pride Community Centre has awful acoustics. Just without anything there, without anything in it, awful acoustics. Every single word you say is echoed and it repeats like several times for absolutely no reason. What we have done is create tapestries, basically tapestries on every wall that has made the acoustics what we need it to be. And it is brightly colored. It's not like the bare brick. It's bright colors. It is every color of that flag. And it is individual flags as well. And it's not just about pride in terms of sexuality or gender, it is pride in terms of culture. So we've got some of these tapestries that are up are from different locations. We have a varied community and we love it. So I think when Skid gets there, it's very much a case of like acknowledging those tapestries because Sydney held arts and crafts like that was her thing. So we are all just like appreciating what she has done for us. Um, and I think uh, I would have just turned to Charles and been like, she's gone. And I don't know what we're gonna do. Who else does this?
Charles reaches over and gently squeezes your hand in a motion of comfort. We can't replace her, and we won't, but we will continue so we can remember her.
Yes. And we'll
Oh,
do more than that. Oh,
hey, Skid.
So, I think Skid is also like walking up with the other members of the Rat Punks. Like we all like kind of showed up here at the same time because one, it's time for this vigil for Sydney because Sydney means so much to us. They were the one who created our logo. They helped make our first like promo tees for our first gig that people sold out on merch tables. They did everything that would be merch wise for us, and we wouldn't be where we are now if it wasn't for Sydney. So we like as soon as we get there, we're like quietly like setting up like equipment to start playing, but it's almost as if it's a very quiet seething rage as we're setting up the equipment. Like you could see us setting up that if you say the wrong thing to us, one of us will punch you kind of thing. And after we finish setting up uh all of our equipment, we look over at everyone who's doing the vigil. I walk up to the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, and the many people in the audience here today, we're paying respects for Sydney. Sydney was not just a great member of this community center, but our group wouldn't be where we are now if it wasn't for Sydney. We wouldn't have a place to play with music because the acoustics here was shit. Sydney made the acoustics less shit. So right now, we're gonna rock out and give memory to the person who gave a shit when no one wanted to give a shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we start blaring this hardcore punk rock song that is just the most traditional punk rock song you would not hear at this memorial vigil for this person that passed away. We are just rocking out hard. It is the most swear-filled song you have ever heard in your entire life, but man, it slaps.
mhm.
I love that so much. Okay. I want you to do me a roll here. And
Mm-hmm.
this is not a gauge of how well you play. You play astronomically. But we're going to see how moved the community is by this. Let's get a solidarity roll from you.
Okay.
Solidarity is the understanding, convincing, encouraging, and trusting realm of skills here. It's going to be feats of fellowship. We'll consider this as like a sort of trying to rally everyone, trying to lift their spirits. And we'll give you the upper hand.
Ooh. Good, because my solidarity is 0, because I'm punk.
Okay, so with the upper hand, you roll 3d6 plus 0, and we'll take the two highest numbers.
Okay. I got a 5 and a 4.
Okay, a
And a
9.
1.
Okay, we dropped the 1. Also, a 9. Okay. Tell me what happens to the crowd here as your song bellows out, it shakes the walls, dust comes rattling off of some of the tapestry.
I think at first it's people are just kind of like at first going like, why are they playing this song at this moment? But the more they listen to the lyrics, the more they realize this is a song about a person who stood up for other people. And this is a song about a person who said fuck you to the world and decided to be genuine and kind despite it all. And even in a soulless place that they worked, they were a light and soul in it. And it is a song of rage and sadness that gets suddenly people start moving, and it starts getting, everyone starts fist pumping, cheering, a mosh pit even opens up. It turns out into a full out like party.
I love this so much. I'm going to go ahead and say that the PCC will gain 1 point of cohesion as everyone comes together and just rocks their heart out. Sophia, how are you moved by this? What do you feel? What do we see as we look at you?
Sophia's in the pit. There's no way. Sophia's in that pit moshing. Um, Moshing and crying, like just sob dancing, which is the style of the time. Um, yeah, that's it. That's the one. There's so much music and there's so much love in the space, and so you got to get it out.
Imagine a lot of the crowd is also sharing the same sentiment, crying and hugging, throwing up hands and bashing to the music. The vigil is successful. It is everything that people here needed. As it begins to wind down and people begin to leave, there is a gratuitous amount of thank yous to both the rat punks, to Sophia, to Charles. And eventually you find the PCC quiet as it begins to encroach into the evening.
Okay, hear me out.
Hmm.
What if we just blow it up? You know, the big board. Just blow up the big board.
Oh, just the big board. Oh, okay.
I
Clarity
know.
is
I
important.
get that. Nope. I get that. I get the clarity is needed at that point, but trust me, I have that plan working. But this is just kind of step one in that. Big board first.
The thing is, if you blow up the big board, they can bring it back. And I bet you anything they have another one in storage.
Why don't we blow up the store one in stores then?
They'll bring another one.
Yeah, but that'll take like what,
They'll
years to
just keep bringing them.
then well, we have to figure out a way just to stop them wanting to bring a big board here, and that would be a great way is to blow up all the big boards.
Hear me out. We don't blow up the big boards, but what we do is get everyone together as much as we can over, I don't know, a day, 2 days, and just decide on a number of boxes that we're going to pack. And everyone packs the same number of boxes. What happens to the board if everyone has the same number of boxes?
Oh, I see. Got it. Then no, the board doesn't go anywhere. It just stands still. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it stands still. It doesn't do anything, but it shows them also that it doesn't matter because we're all together in it.
Right. But the thing is, we would have to time it. We can't just, you know, do it. We have to, everyone has to be in unison with this.
Yeah.
We got to spread the word about this.
Yes, I think so.
As you say that, and as you go through the efforts to spread the word, you hear about Miriam and Amide's plan to hack it.
So,
that works too.
So you're
We were
telling me,
all on the
so you're
same
telling me
page.
I can't blow things up, but Uncle can just hack it, and it's like that's fine.
I mean, it's uncle. What do you want me to say?
I'm cool.
And
Let
it's
me
better
blow
than
it up.
blowing it up because they won't know why it's happening. So anything they attach to that thing,
Can I at least blow something up?
sure, we can find something for you to blow up.
Or you leave me to my own devices and let me be.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Not that one.
No, no.
Not that one. Not that one.
No, that's fair. No, it's fair. I get it.
Y-
I get it. I get it. I get it. Totally get it.
there's some distraction in here for sure. It's just about how about any time someone uh finishes packing a box and it's over that number, scabs exist. Um, anytime someone goes over that, what if you just slide the box so it all falls out? Keep those numbers down.
Good idea. Good idea. Good idea. Okay. 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 We'll target the scabs. And
Yes.
maybe those scabs suddenly don't come into work that day. Maybe some of those scabs suddenly, I don't know.
No killing.
Maybe they,
Food poisoning is
suddenly,
okay, but no
Am
killing.
are we all around here?
So
Or
yeah,
is it
so
just
I like to imagine like, when you're in a movie and like the conversation continues, like the background kind of changes and it's like this conversation has kind of continued into the greenhouse where Sophia and Skid are sitting down at like a dinner table, and like around this time is where Miriam and Ayumide come out, maybe with some food or something.
Yeah.
So you're all in like at a like communal table at the greenhouse right now.
Yeah, are you trying to bring up blowing things up again? As I set the food
I
down
was
for the
about to
skid.
put a plate of broiled chicken in front of you, and I'm taking the chicken back because what are you talking about?
all I'm saying is sometimes maybe these scabs get lost. Sometimes maybe these scabs suddenly,
The
don't.
enemy is not the other people who are in bad situations who have to take a job at a place that we all despise.
Fine.
The enemy
Okay.
is
Okay.
capitalism.
Okay.
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 Okay, here's your
okay.
chicken. Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat my chicken. It ain't even
That's
dry. It's
right.
juicy as hell. Shit.
That's right.
And
You
that
better do.
I'm sure everyone here agrees with me, but that's not to say that sometimes blowing things up isn't the answer. You have to be
Oh,
very
it
No,
is
strategic and
sometimes it
sometimes.
is.
planned.
Sometimes it
Yeah.
is. But in a situation, they can blow up.
Right.
Whatever you blow up, they can rebuild. But if you take away their data, they're assed
Mhm.
out. So.
All right, fine. All right. Oh, okay. Okay. You obviously need to put this data somewhere, right?
No, we just
I plan
deleting
on
it,
just
bro.
destroying it, just
Okay.
deleting it,
Well,
wiping
how
it.
are you gonna destroy it?
I pull out the Hey Cat USB. Miriam and I worked on a virus that
Cat.
should just corrupt and destroy the data. But there is one thing you mentioned I do think is a good idea, and it's organizing. You did plan on getting everyone to do a thing together. How about a sit-in? We're not allowed to take breaks. Why don't we force one?
Okay. Yeah. Sit in. Everyone, we just stop working.
Start working. We all bring our own chairs because there's only two in
Yes.
the entire warehouse. We bring our own chairs and sit in.
Mhm.
Got it. Right. Bring all our own chairs. We all sit down. We don't do anything, and that is when the timer starts ticking. 10 seconds.
There
9.
is
We all start. We
Get
all
that?
start looking
No,
around.
I
Waiting
thought
for
you meant the
7.
timer to the
8.
virus.
Oh boy, we're getting.
What's she talking about?
It was just gonna be like a
Timer
smoke
for
bomb
what?
thing. It was gonna be a smoke bomb thing.
So
Just
Where are
like,
you putting that?
under our chairs.
so we're all gonna get smoke bombs?
No, it was just a little. It was not a. We're not gonna be smoke bomb. No, it's
But if
it's
it's under
more
our
of a.
chairs, how are we not gonna get the smoke in
It's
our
more of
level?
the smoke just billows out from beneath it and just blows out, so it kind of
You
would
want to
be.
bring a dry ice machine for ambiance? Like, what are you doing?
I just happen to have dry ice machines. We have dry ice. We still have the dry ice machine, right?
We do, but it's expensive.
Let's conserve
Okay,
resources for necessary
all right,
events. Yeah.
all right, fine.
Mhm.
I won't make the sit-in look spectacular. I won't make the sit-in look bold and daring. We will just
It's
stop
gonna look
working.
spectacular if you use that moisturizer I gave you. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. These are
As
just
much as
shots
we
being
are
taken
giving
against-
Skid a hard time, I do think making a spectacle could be useful, especially if you can
Yes.
get
It
some
could. What ideas do we have to
views.
not lead to lung pollution?
It's about here that you see a familiar streak of blue hair as Bomb comes up, putting down some a big pitcher of water. Sorry, I was listening a little bit about what you were saying. If you want, we can put together some food, maybe make some baggies for people that want to sit in. We've got
Oh,
That'd
that's
be-
a great
kitchen.
idea.
A picnic.
Yeah.
Be great.
That way they
Do
can
you-
stay for
Yeah, let's do
longer and
that.
be comfortable, you know?
Good idea.
I have a
Mm.
question. I don't know how it works at your college, but do you have I don't know, a student newspaper or anything like that?
We do. I actually know John helps with the community journalism around campus and the surrounding area.
Do you think we can get in contact with this, John? I think it'd be useful if we could get some eyes on our sit-in as well. If we can get some outside pressure
Mhm.
coming in as well. I doubt we're the only ones who have been pressuring for a better workplace, but nothing's happened. If we can get other people complaining and seeing this, that could be good.
Yeah. And of course, you can absolutely get Ty too. Ty's part of the union over at Nozama. But let me get in contact with John, and I'll let you know. And you see,
Perfect.
Bomb basically like
Bomb.
found a way. And let's get a roll here. We'll need someone to spearhead this sit-in idea with all of its auxiliary concepts and planning. Who wants to be the one to roll the dice?
Before
I
we
will
say that,
roll it.
which
I will
stat
roll
would be
it.
useful?
Yes.
Would it be
That'd be
conspiracy?
solidarity.
Yes, please.
I'm
Conspiracy
guessing,
would be
right?
useful. So high conspiracy will roll that one. Yep.
Would be conspiracy?
We'll say
Yeah.
this one is going to be. It is sabotaging.
Oh, I'm good
Yes.
at that.
Yes, it is. I can do that.
Oh,
I don't want to
okay.
roll though. I don't trust my dice, but yes.
So we'll actually do this with two roles here. We'll need someone for solidarity for the organizing part,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
then
can do the
we'll
solidarity.
do the leadership part as conspiracy.
I
Okay.
can do solidarity for sure.
I can do conspiracy because my conspiracy's 2.
Okay. So
Yeah.
as you're like working together as a group here, and do you want to make a benefit from maybe like
Ooh.
the greenhouse or
Oh,
Yeah.
any of them?
As-
Ooh.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah.
as I'm organizing, I will turn to Miriam and Sophia. You have lawyer friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can get us in contact
Yeah,
with them. I
kinda.
think
Yeah.
we want to do a sit-in, of course, but the last thing we want is for people to lose their livelihood from this. And I think we're going to need some legal representation in case something like that happens. You think you have anyone that we can get in contact with that can help us with this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or if you sound very stressed when I ask that question, should I not have asked? Should I reach out to someone?
No, it's a
else?
good
No,
question.
this is important.
And technically they have passed the bar, so no, they're a good lawyer. They're a great lawyer. They're just they're annoying to be around. But
Is
we
there
will.
X?
Oh no. That's
Cousin.
mine.
Oh.
This is the part of the episode where it would like smash cut to like one person picking up their phone, doing a private phone call. We'll start with Miriam. You dial Hope. It rings. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going, out here doing my best. How are you?
Oh my God. I have so much to catch you up on.
Oh
Do you-
boy.
Do you remember that girl that I was with over the summer and her group of friends?
Mhm.
Well,
What was her name again?
Amanda.
Amanda, right.
Yeah.
Okay. How did that go?
So, here's the situation. Everything just hit the fan. And this is where you basically get trapped into like an hour conversation about some petty high school like-esque drama between grown people who definitely just could solve the problems if they just communicated and didn't try to avoid confrontation. It is a grueling process, but at the end of it, Hope says, "What's up with you?"
Well, you might remember that I'm the floor manager at this Nozama warehouse in Queens.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, it's reached the point where it is literally hazardous to everyone's health to keep working there, and we are doing our best, but everyone quitting and getting different jobs is not going to solve the underlying issue of the serious like problems this company has caused our community, and we need to do everything we can to shut down these bad labor practices and the predatory system that it's enabling. It's a mess. So we're going to be doing a sit-in, and we were hoping to get some legal advice from you on how we could do that while still retaining employment for as long as we can, because everyone has bills to pay and a family to take care of. But at the same time, we need to exert our rights as workers collectively.
Okay, okay. I have been wanting to spend the weekend. I can crash your place, right? And catch
Of
up.
course, always.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. All right, I'll pack a bag. I'll be there. We can work things out. Ooh,
I
we're
have the
gonna hang
coffee.
out. It's been
Yes, it's
too
gonna
long. Oh my god. That she
be my
you try to hang up, she like continues talking for another 20 minutes, and then eventually you are free.
Ugh.
So, for our viewers and listeners here, we are all afforded a mechanic called privilege. It is something that you can utilize at any time during the game as something that can help you in a sticky situation, but it comes with a catch. And for Miriam, can you tell me what your privilege was?
Oh, okay. So Miriam's privilege was, a lawyer who will help you out in sticky situations, but you will have to accompany them to events and help out with their drama, which is like my nightmare. So I was just like, no, let me out of your drama. I'm that person in the meme who just wants to be like lying on the lawn in front of the fire. I just want to know everything that happens, but not be touched by it if that's possible. But with Hope, it's impossible not to be touched by the drama. This man, the person is either gonna call me, show up at my workplace, or be like, "Your cousin ruined my life," and I'll be like, I know, I'm sorry, I can't help. Like,
I love it. We see the camera basically like pan over, and then we have another singular shot of Sophia on the phone.
your turn now.
Your phone rings and rings and rings, and it rings out.
I sent a text message.
Mm.
Hey, BB. Where are you at?
Hey, I am sunbathing in the park. What's up?
I'm sure everyone loves it. Do you have time to talk?
Talk or question mark?
We can get to one after the other. Work before
Ooh.
play.
Eyes emoji.
A gif of that little kid that goes, I need help, is the text message. Need some help, but it's questionable. Need to call.
Immediately, your phone rings.
I pick up.
Hey, you
Hey,
good?
Addie. I'm good. Well, I'm not good, but I will be okay. I wondered if you could help with keeping some people safe. Can you?
Yeah, of course.
This is going to be a test of your degree. It's going to be a test of all the work you've done, and I think that you are up to it.
Oh, you do have a way of convincing me to do things that I did not plan to do. But all right.
Yeah. take it as interest. I kind of would like to see how well you can run interference with Nozama.
Oh, Nozama. Okay.
Hmm. Usually a
Hmm.
team job, I get it, but
I see. Well, Sophia,
yes.
my schedule has been pretty booked out. I think I might be able to squeeze you in and help you with your situation and all of that, but um I'm gonna need something in return.
What do you need?
They basically begin to go through a laundry list of a bunch of paperwork and accounting and very dry, very unsexy labor that they have been struggling to do. You know that
Hmm.
Addie is not an organized person.
Mm-mm.
And since the breakup, you know that you just can picture Addie's apartment, just books in
Yep.
towers, paperwork everywhere. Yeah, so I know. I'm not expecting you to do all of it. Of course not. Of course, no one should have to bear that burden, but I just need a little bit of help.
Can I do it over a glass of champagne?
Of course. And you can, of course, have the AOX cord.
I that was really never in question.
You do have
Okay.
better taste in music than I do. I will admit this.
Kind of need to. Kind of need to. Because your taste in music is, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Text me the details. I'll be
Okay.
in touch.
Text me a pic.
Hey.
You immediately get like a cute little selfie. You know, it has like a cat filter, little ears and whiskers.
I heart it.
And then we smash cut to everyone joined together at the table again.
Sorry, I took us on that tangent because that's that idea I had. Do you want us to make the roll?
Yes. So because we are going to utilize some of the privilege there, we're going to do this at the upper hand,
Nice.
with the upper hand. So go ahead and
Sweet.
roll me that solidarity roll to get everyone organized and rally for this sit-in.
I got a 12, 11 on the die plus my +1.
Okay. Tell me the flavor of this. What do you do? How do you successfully orchestrate this event?
I think with the way you've seen Aimide kind of hold himself, move around this and many other missions, but maybe this one very specifically, organizing is not foreign to Aimide. They've done this many times before, and judging from the stories he's told you, in far more dangerous situations. Again, you're not sure how true the stories are, how much of it is just the ramblings of someone trying to come up with an interesting story. But I think it's through word of mouth. First of all, I think he takes his shifts as he usually does at Nozama, and while he's on those 5 to 10 minute breaks they are given, they are talking with the people that they're on breaks with. When they're walking by people back on their shifts, they're talking with the people as they walk by. There's I don't think they go as much as making flyers, mainly because I think they just don't have the time, or maybe just think there's not much point to it. But it's just very quick, like scrollings on paper, telling them time and place, the plan, the general idea. After shifts, when if people have the energy for it, they often go out for drinks with people. So on those when they're on those outings after shifts, they tell those people they're with about this plan. It's very much like, it's nothing like the concerts that Skid promotes or anything like that. It's truly 100% through word of mouth and I guess like guerrilla warfare. There's nothing produced or packaged by it. It's just naturally how he goes about it.
It's a very personal recruitment method. You meet eye to eye with each one of these people who are very clearly suffering the same way that you do. And there's great appreciation in it. There's that intimate touch of having a conversation rather than being given a piece of paper. You hear directly from every single one of them, I will be there. I'll be right there with you. We'll move on to the next part, conspiracy roll. And this will be with the upper hand as well. We'll say that both of the lawyers, Hope and Addie, will show up to this. So this is why you have the upper hand.
Okay.
They basically will assist you in staying within the legal boundaries, and as well as citing the legal boundaries of anyone who dares to attempt to break it up, and to ensure that there are protections for everyone involved.
I think what is also adding into this, I think Skid is also trying to think of a way to make the sit-in be incognito, but also be very as a statement of like, yeah, this something big is going to happen. And I think he's kind of trying to get everyone to squirrel away boxes, but stuff other boxes inside of them. So they don't look like chairs, but then they just pull these boxes out from whatever conveyor belt they are working next, and they just sit down on these boxes. So I think that's what he's trying to do with his part of this conspiracy roll.
Love it. Okay, so this is 3d6 plus your conspiracy, and then we drop the lowest die.
Ooh, okay. So that would be 7 plus 2, that's 9.
9. Okay, you hit it. This goes off without a hitch. You see all at once, almost in perfect synchronization, everyone pulls open their boxes, they grab their chairs, and they sit down. Skid, you are at the forefront. You see that the branch manager looks around confused at what's happening. They look right at you, Skid. Everyone's looking at you. What do you say?
When they all look at Skid, Skid stands up on top of the chair, that makeshift chair that they created. And then they look around. Oh, I'm just using that. They look around and they say, people of Nozama, I hope you understand what we're trying to say here. You may get us to work every single day. You may make us force us to meet a certain quota. And you put this bullcrap high score thing right there to try to drive us to push ourselves to a limit that we are going to burn ourselves out and collapse here on the floor. Well, we're doing something different because today, rest is a revolution. Rest is us standing up to you and not doing anything. We are taking back our time. We're taking back our energy. This energy that in time that you think you can control, you don't have control over it. We do. It's our choices, and we're putting them to use.
Exactly at that moment, everyone sits down, they cross their arms over their chest, and everyone stops working. The branch manager turns beet red and immediately begins to text on their phone, unsure of what to do. They step out of the building, they come back in, they don't know where to go. You find that there is no resistance.
I think you see Ayomide kind of again kind of get up from the box they're sitting on, and will open the back door of the warehouse. And I don't know if they've done this. I'm gonna say it. I'm just hope that yes, and this. They're gonna push the door open and let in the student student journalist that they asked Bomb to bring over in. We go, come on. The scene's already started as I push the door open to let them in.
You see Bomb is holding a small camcorder, basically recording all of the events. And John, another college student, you see this young 20s white boy with like a curl of brown hair and big blue eyes. He's going around and he's helping, asking questions, and trying to get the real story of everything that's happening here and documenting everything that they can. Eventually, at one point, you see that he begins to drag Bomb over towards the front door and is trying to talk to the branch manager as well. And then the two lawyers step in and intervene, and they're like, "We should keep some distance here, just in case things escalate." Trying to keep a peaceful, um, a peaceful resistance here. And eventually, you see that there are some cops called. They are these faceless entities wearing uniforms, a blare of blue and red light outside. They don't come in, they don't talk. It's all show. It's all hot air. You know that you've made a mark here. You've started a dialogue. The rest of the day goes on unimpeded. Eventually, the shift is over. You see people get up, they clap, patting Skid on the shoulder, patting you, Ayumide, Sophia, Miriam. And it ends with a solid piece by John and Bomb. Bomb says, "We're gonna clean this up and upload it everywhere we can. We want to make sure that this doesn't get buried.
Thank you.
This could easily be the first of many. The first one's always the hardest one."
Yeah, no, at the very least, I plan on making this the first of many. I'm sure my friends here will be very helpful in that.
Thank you. You've made good progress. You feel a shift coming in. It's only been about 2 weeks now. You still have some time. One more effort. 4 of you are gathered a few days later in the auditorium of the PCC. The other rat punks are there, and they've just finished practice. Ty has come up to Sophia and is effectively just exchanging notes. So I guess that's that. Maybe we can meet back together again next week.
Sounds good. Sounds good. They're doing well.
Yeah. Skid, I really liked the solo there. Just absolutely blew me away with it.
I've been feeling a lot of anger lately, and I've been channeling it into my music. Felt like a good outlet since people won't let me apply my destructive powers elsewhere.
You hear a grumble behind you, and you see Ayomide with one of the guitars in hand, and just for some reason, just strumming it like he's played a guitar for decades. Just, and then takes it off and sets it back down.
No, one day I'm gonna get you to stand in a show. It's gonna happen.
I'm too old for the rock star life. I'll leave that to you.
It wouldn't be a rock star.
The
Like,
Rolling Stones are 109. What do you mean?
Yeah. Never too old.
I leave it to you, youngin. Just fine. It's fine.
Well, hey, I was thinking about maybe making some posters. The sit-ins have been great, but I think we're just getting the same people. I think it's time that we try to branch out.
Are you thinking other warehouses, other branches? Trying to get other citizens involved?
Yeah, that's a start.
Do a rally.
Rally.
You know, get all the different union leaders from all the different places to come together.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I think if you do like trying to organize maybe a statewide sit-in across the branches, different warehouses in the state, maybe you can get more than just the student journalist size on this. Maybe you can get some of the more mainstream media on it. I think again, we're gonna need some pressure coming from the outside, not just the in.
You make the flyer. I will include it with every single delivery of herbs from the greenhouse to everyone in the region. Just be like, hey, here's some extra stuff. And also, can you hang this up for us? And we'll see what we can do.
Mhm.
That's great. That's awesome. You can give them like a small sticker that they can use to put them up in different places.
And can we put a QR code on it so that way if people want to see more about what's happening, they can just scan it and read it?
Yeah, I like
Actually.
that. I like that. And you see Ty pulls out her phone and she begins to take notes with this. Okay. Hmm.
So that means we got to work on what's going to be on the site that they see. So that's more work that I've just made for myself. Oh,
I can
but for
I
a
can
good
also
cause.
help. I can help with that.
Oh,
Or
that's
get
true.
some
Okay.
folks from
We
the
can do it
library to
together.
work on that. Yeah.
Could
Cool,
I uh I mean I'm in marketing for the band, but also have connections to wealthier people. Can I leverage some of that and try to get actual media interaction?
Absolutely. There are a couple of ways that we can do this. Let's see. Let's have a look at your character sheet. Okay. We can have you roll. You can either make a benefit from a community, and we can utilize that and flavor it as them coordinating with other external resources that you have. And you can kind of like broker those communications and be involved and kind of spearhead them. We can do that with, let's see. I would say that that is going to be a solidarity. Well, it's considered plotting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like I'm just trying to drop maybe some little bits of information in as to like maybe the rap punks, this is why they've been like putting out this music. This is why it's happening. It's directly linked to what's been going on at Nozama.
Okay. I love that. Okay. As you begin to like utilize the media and you're like marketing all of this with the specific light, let's get a conspiracy roll from you. So as Sophia begins to plan this, Kai goes, okay. Feel like we can do more. Any ideas?
Ooh, question. I would like to use a cohesion to create a cohesion from the rat punks to make an asset. Can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely. And we
What
can Hmm?
what I would like to do is I would like to create a track list that if you listen to this track, and it's included in that QR code, that if you listen to the track list is giving you very specific instructions on what to do, on what we're doing, how to spread the word out, and is telling people to share these songs out with everyone out there.
I love a hidden message. That's awesome.
It's
Yes.
lyrical but educational.
Yes,
Ty fist
Look at
bumps
that.
you.
fist bumps.
See, Skid does know what subtlety is. Amazing.
Uh-huh.
All right. I like to imagine that Ty and Skid get to writing some songs and putting together these exact tracks. And we'll consider that as an upper hand for you, Sophia. So go ahead and roll
Oh.
conspiracy with 3d6. Add your
Mhm.
conspiracy. We'll drop the lowest die.
Okay. Oh, 13.
Oh,
Wow. Okay. Tell me how this goes. It is a phenomenal success. The song goes viral. People are making memes of it, but all in the best
Yes.
positive, clickable ways.
Yes. I think it's the fact that it all comes together so seamlessly that people don't necessarily realize what's happening. And I think the song isn't just like a local success. It ends up on TikTok, and so there are dancers that turn up. There are videos talking about the social difficulties around it. There are people in other countries going, "Hey, yeah, we should be doing this," and so it begins an entire movement. It doesn't just stay local, but what it does also is put pressure on management in our local New York branch because now everyone is watching to see what they do in response to what we have done.
The swarm of attention that comes with this viral content brings eyes onto the sit-ins, the community journalism that's been happening and going on. People catch wind about the sabotage leaderboard and the data being dumped essentially, and they're like, what's up with that? Why was there a leaderboard? And they begin to drill in questions for the management, asking and poking holes with some of these questionable business practices. And it gets to about a month after you fought the demon. The four of you begin to wander Nozama after all of your efforts. Can I get an observation check from all of you? This will be a 2d6 flat, and you need to beat an 8 or higher.
9.
Rolled a 6.
9.
5.
Oh.
Okay. Skid, Amade, what has you distracted? What has changed here? All of the small things that you've done, what are the ripple effects that have drawn you away from focusing on the wound, focusing in on this place where you work?
I think Skid is distracted by the fact that the big board is like the lights are out. Like it is started to collect a nice little film of dust. And every day what Skid does every single day, ever since it stopped working, they will constantly, with a permanent marker, draw like an anarchy symbol on it every single day. And I think so far they're adding their 13th symbol on it, so I think that's why they're distracted.
Why am I distracted? I think I'm a little distracted because I think walking into this place, I remember Sydney and Ramon. While I wasn't close to Sydney, Sydney did bring a light to this space, and Ramon lived just across the street to me. So would often, when our shifts would align, would often go to work together. He would talk my ear off about soccer. Very recently got into the Premier League in England, and I don't know half of the teams they're talking about there, but it's fine. His
Really,
kid.
he's really into Crystal Palace for some reason.
Oh,
Oh,
buddy,
oh no!
That's so funny.
He says he likes the jerseys.
Oh, buddy!
He wishes that he could have one, but they're too
Is this Stella
expensive.
talking or
No, I like Liverpool.
Liverpool? No,
Oh,
that's
okay.
literally my enemy team, which is ridiculous. Okay, cool. Anyway.
I mean, it makes sense. We're best friends.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But I think it's like a moment of like, I think even when you're seeing the work you're doing working, it's still rough knowing what had to be lost in the process. So I think that's what has Ayomide distracted. He's thinking about the people that have lost their lives to this wound.
Okay. You can see that in the break room, despite what management has said and suggested, that stubbornly existing on the wall next to the fridge is a picture of both Sydney and Ramon just smiling, hanging out outside of the building near the smoking area, just smiling, just waving at the camera. Miriam and Sophia. You begin to look around and try to gauge where the wound might be. Try to perceive the threat. It's quiet. Even in the middle of the day right now, as you see shift workers getting into position on the line, hopping onto forklifts and checking out the vending machine and poking the various buttons on it. Things are moving. Work is being done. There's a shift in the air. Talks with management have garnered so far longer breaks. And you see that there are a number of chairs, way more chairs than there ever was, positioned so line workers can have a little bit of time off their feet at the very least. Change is coming. It's slow, but you already see the beginnings of it. And the wound? It seems to have softened. It seems to have healed. You can't detect it. What do you say? What do you do?
I don't know. I always try to look on the brighter side of things, but it feels different than it did the last time. Do you feel it?
Yeah. Yeah. It feels as though maybe we did something.
I mean, we did do something. Like I said, we're going to be in it for the long haul, and it takes a long time, but things are getting better.
They're not done. Work's not done,
Not
but
by
it
a long shot.
feels like the work can be done. Didn't feel like that before.
Sophia,
Yeah, it was hard.
what does your notification on your phone sound like?
Um, Beyonce's Put a Ring on It.
Hey.
You hear a few beats lilting from the song from your phone, and as you look, you see that you've gotten an email. It appears to be from one of the floor managers at another location. Hey, I hope this email finds you well. I had a few questions. I saw on social media that you were involved with sit-in. When are you available? And that is where we're going to end our session for today.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes.
Promotions, baby. Let's do this.
Thank you so
Social
much,
promotion.
everyone, for being here. Thank you so much to my lovely cast. Oh my gosh, this was absolutely phenomenal. I love these characters so much. I absolutely love the dynamic between all of them. And I want to say thank you so much to our sponsor, SoulMuppet Publishing, for making this possible. We are going to go around and we're going to do some outros. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite part of today's episode was. And we'll start with Drac.
Hi, I'm Jack or Draconics. I played Aimide Delgada, your old man who seems to have lived way too many lives. And we'll talk about all of them at length if given the chance to. Who I think immediately after this goes to everyone goes, Well, I forgot to mention I'm gonna be retiring in a month. I just thought let you all know. Yeah, gonna get some rest, just sunbathe in the park, I think, for a while. Yeah.
But you couldn't
But
say
my
that because if you did, you'd get killed by the demon. That's how it works.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
good that you didn't
Uh-huh.
say you were
yeah, I
retiring.
couldn't say that.
Yes.
Unless
Always,
I'm
that's
gonna
always the kiss
retire.
of death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a death flag, so I didn't say it until after we've dealt with the demon. Um, my favorite part. Oh, there were some good parts. My favorite part with the tech was the texting back and forth between Sophia and Addie. That was really funny. The eyes of like, was it talk or and God, and one could lead to the other. It was so funny to me. I absolutely loved that. But yeah, you can find me on all social Draconics. It's DRAKNIQUES. I'm mostly on Blue Sky though, so just add a .itch.io to find me on Blue Sky. But yeah, I'll throw it over to Jay.
Oh, well, I'm Jay Justice, game developer, narrative designer, cosplayer, TTRPG performer, coming to you live from Bangkok, Thailand. And I had such a great time with you guys playing Miriam McLeod, who is a character that I honestly adore and is going to end up in my fanfic at some point, just as a random like character or something. My favorite part was definitely Sophia and Skid just like conspiring together because their personalities are so fun and just like watching them try to figure out what to do was so entertaining. And it was helpful, but it was just so funny. And you can find me on Blue Sky at jjustice.net, which is also my website where you can see all my previous work in comics and games and my costumes. And on other sites, I'm that jjustice, such as on Twitch or Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, like a lot of stuff. All right, and I'll pass it on to Chantel, aka Sophia.
Hey. This has been incredible. A great fun time. I am Chantel B. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Chantel B. I am all over the place at random. You'll never know where you'll find me, but Chantel B is how you'll find me. Um, my favorite part of today is well, one of them, I think, is trying to talk someone down from blowing things up. Like I never thought I would be the one to have that up. But here we are. This has been an extraordinary experience. One of the things that I loved the most, I think, is the fact that character bleed is encouraged. So it bled and it felt good to bleed. That is it.
Thank you very much. Wally.
Yeah, sub y'all, it's me, Wally. You can find me on the social media at WALE132, just like the cute little Disney robot. I'm a TTRPG podcaster, AP performer, and game tester. I do a lot of stuff, and I have other things in the works that I'm very happy about that just watch the space, and you'll find out more about it. Today I played Skid, who was an absolute love. I loved this character so much. I love playing beings of chaos, especially in one shots. I love playing beings of chaos in a one shot because I go, it's a one shot. I'm just gonna go throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. And it was so much fun. My favorite moment has to go to Jay and just having to deal with that phone call because I was cringing. As soon as Stella described that you got locked into a conversation, I was like, oh no, you could have texted this. You could have texted this. This could have been a text. This could have been a text. No, 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 no.
No, I know because Miriam knows her cousin. She would not take it for an answer. She needs to hear your voice so you can hear her voice, so she
Yes,
can have the catharsis of venting
yes.
to you. That's the toll you must pay
I
for access to
know.
the legal
We all
services.
have that one friend that we love to death. We
We
love to
do.
death,
We do.
but that one time
Mhm.
like I don't like phone calls, but I will listen to your phone call and I will hate every single bit of it. And that hit on a personal level for me, and I thank you so much for that. But yeah, this was
All
a
Stella.
great.
All
This is
Stella.
this was a wonderful game. Shout outs to everyone involved in this game, all the
Mhm.
players, and Stella for just running it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I'm Stella Luna. I've been your game master for today. You can find me over on Blue Sky at stellaluna.tv, and I do this all the time, everywhere. You can find all my information and upcoming projects over on my Blue Sky. That's going to be it for us. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And please remember, you can get the Radicals Handbook for free if you want an in-world copy of this zine that sets the tone, helps you get to the gritty bits of what this game is about. You can find it over on the Soul Muppet website or the link there in chat. And please, please, please check out the Kickstarter. It is still up and running. It has already funded at last time I did the math, it was like 211%. A lot of people are sinking their teeth into it, and I am very interested to see what you do with it. But that's going to be it for us. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you around. Bye!